Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be explaining the physical properties video inquiry. So here what you're going to be doing is watching a video. This is done by a different science teacher. It's actually aimed at other science teachers, but he does the experiments that I need you to see, and then he also explains a little bit about them. So the video link is here. So it's from a website called Flynn Science. So you're going to click on that link and watch the video. Before I get into the video, you're probably watching this video, so I'll explain the questions. So there's 3 questions you're going to be answering. Now for each question, as you notice, I double underlined in terms of intermolecular forces. So what I'm looking for in your answers is, can you explain those forces? So intermolecular forces, again, are London dispersion, dipole-dipole, and hydrogen bonding. So you're going to be using those to explain what's happening. The objective of this assignment is to be able to see, can you figure out what's happening on a very, very small level based on what you're seeing on a very large level. So for the first experiment, you're going to explain how baby powder prevents the rubber cement from sticking together. So you may not know exactly which force applies. So for example, when baby powder and baby powder come into contact, you may not know the force. You might have to look it up, or you can make a reasonable estimation based on whatever it's made of. And what I'm looking for here again is the explanation of how you can connect the baby powder connecting with each other, the baby powder connecting with the rubber cement connecting together, and what exactly he's doing when he cuts it with the scissors. So you're putting all that together. The other thing, as you notice, the box here is very small, and it's meant to be small. I'm looking to see, can you take all that information and put it together as simply as possible. So please do use the spacing I've given you. However you're presenting this, don't write one-page responses for each of these questions. For the second one, you're going to, again, in terms of intermolecular forces, explain why the paper or the cardboard prevents the water from spilling out of the jar when it is turned upside down. And so he puts the paper onto the cardboard, turns it upside down, and lets go, and everything stays. Now there are, of course, pressure arguments in this. You can argue about a positive and negative pressure, that idea. But what I'm looking for is, again, in terms of intermolecular forces, what's holding it there? And again, you're looking at how the water is interacting, with the cardboard is interacting with the jar, etc., etc. So think about every possibility. You can even sketch it out to yourself if that helps. The third one, so after he does the last experiment, he's going to reveal a mesh, and I'll leave it at that, so until you watch the video. Again, what you're doing is you're explaining how the mesh prevents the water from leaving the jar, even when the paper cardboard is removed. Now, a couple of things I'll point out that I'm also looking for in this are some different terms that you're going to be using. So I'm just going to list them. I'll put them on the left side here, I guess. I'm looking for space. So a couple of things I'm looking for are the physical properties we talked about. So you're going to look at things like surface tension. You're going to look at things like cohesion and adhesion. And here I'll point out these are in all of the experiments, so please do try to incorporate that somewhere. And then again, you're focusing on those intermolecular forces. So what I'm looking for is you're using the actual words that we're using in the course into this assignment. So that's the whole assignment, those 3 questions. But again, make sure you incorporate all of that terminology. I'm looking to see if you can take all that information and put it together and apply these terms correctly.